Alright guys, what is up? Good evening everybody, I should say good night. Grand Hustle Trader here guys, I'm just going to go over some charts. Going into Wednesday, I want to see what liquidity lies ahead for dollar index and how that is going to impact other pairs that involve the US dollar. Alright, so let's go and get started with the dollar index. I'm going to start off the analysis on the higher time frame. I want to see the monthly view. I'm curious to see what it's looking like for the month. So far we're currently bullish. There's a monthly price imbalance here, this gap that I can see being filled sometime during this month, either this week or the coming week. As you can see here, this bear candle came down into a monthly order block. We had a rejection, pull back up, closed above that order block. This candle, which is the current month of December, has made a small push down to near the monthly order block, but pushed away immediately. So it's highly likely that price is going to want to continue pushing up to fill this imbalance and continue this trend reversal. This is a pullback, this is consolidation, this is a higher high, higher low, this is a break of structure. This high was broken with this move up, we came back to the order block. It's highly likely that the move continues to the upside. And that means we should see short position entries for other pairs that involve the US dollar. Drilling down to the weekly view, this week we're currently bearish. We had a pullback, we had a drop, pullback, drop, pullback. This week we're kind of still in consolidation. As you can see, we're still here in the middle of this wick and this tail. So price is still trading within the range. So here to the downside we have, this is an order block. I'm going to label that at 103.415. Alright, so as you can see, price came down. We came near the weekly order block, but we've rejected immediately. So it's highly likely again that this move will continue to the upside to fill the imbalance here. This was the last high. Price came right to it, and now we have these equal highs. It's a nice, clean, equal high setup here. So it's safe to assume that price is going to want to take that out as buy-side liquidity and make the rush to fill the imbalance to the upside. We drill down to the daily view. So this is the move I'm expecting to the upside. Yesterday's candle came down, wick right through the weekly price imbalance, filled that already. Again, this weekly order block, we almost came near it. Price pulled away immediately, and today's candle is slightly green. We have a order block here, and the daily, the daily old high here. So even this old high would be a good target for price to push up to. Test that level. We might see a pullback here and then get the final run to fill in the weekly price imbalance. For our view, we have this was a news candle. We had the spike to the top, liquidity was taken out, drove it to the downside and pulled back up. But actually it was in reverse, my bad. Price first came down, took out this low, and this low here. Pulled up, filled in this tiny gap here, filled that in, filled in the opening gap here, that's been filled. Again, my bias for dollar was going to be bullish. These targets here are within range. That's a 4-hour order block, and this is a 4-hour price imbalance. This is their order block, has not been tested. This is where I want to see price go to first. And then I can expect some reaction off of here with a small pullback and a continuation to the top, possibly into Thursday's trading. Buy side liquidity. And here's our weekly price imbalance, which is a higher time frame weekly target. One-hour view. Monday high of the week, Tuesday low of the week. Pulled away aggressively. This price imbalance was just about filled. Price is not pushed away. Came back near it, pushed away. We could get a test of this order block. It's a tiny order block. I'm going to outline that just to keep an eye on it. Opened at 103.757. We could see a test at this key level during London is what I would want to see. I would want to see price come down, test, bounce around, hold that support, and then push away from there. There is news on deck for the pound at 2 in the morning New York time. This is my time here. At 1 o'clock, this is my time. And I'm an hour behind New York. And then we have some medium and one high impact news event at 7:30 my time, which is 8:30 New York. We should see some volatility around those times. Oh, this is a good one. Fed interest rate decision at 2 p.m. New York. So we could even see some volatility. We should see some volatility near the close of the U.S. session, which would actually fall into the New York session close silver bullet setup, which is from 2 to 3 p.m. So we'll keep an eye out for those times. Alright, so let's go and look at, this is going to be bullish. Let's look at the other pairs. And again, I'm going to go to the higher time frame. I want to see how these pairs are at for the month, how they're doing for the month. This is obviously already bearish. Okay, so this is a good clean rejection zone. We have this order block here. Last month we came up, tested it, pulled away. This month pushed up into the order block again, pushed away again. So it's highly likely that this monthly price imbalance will get filled sometime this month, hopefully this week. It's only a drop of 163 pips, so they could very well just take their time with it, but I'm really hoping that that shit gets filled in this week. This is the weekly view. This is the weekly order block here. Price came back and came up into it. Just about covered the entire range of this candle here, not considering the wick. Last week, slightly tested it to the upside and rushed down to the down, back to the downside. That last week candle did fill the weekly price imbalance here, so this has been filled already. There's a small gap from this candle's high to this candle's open. I'm going to mark that. This candle's high comes in at 124.283. This candle's open, or low I should say, comes in at 124.461. Weekly price imbalance. So that's a target. This is a target. Weekly order block has not been tested. These are two good levels that we should see a test to. And the monthly price imbalance is very close to that order block. So essentially all of those three should be tapped. At least one of them this week. And here you can see there's a clear M formation here. This is a reversal pattern. We have the drop to the downside. We have a pullback. Came near the order block on this candle. And then you had these equal highs, man. I really hope to see this candle today just start bearish. It's already made a slight push to the top. These two levels here are the first targets. Daily O low and this weekly price imbalance. If those get filled, you're looking at about 118 pips. That would be good. Very good. This was Tuesday's trading. This is the candle where I should have been awake. I wasn't awake when this news spike happened. Had I been awake, I would have called that entry for you guys, but I was just so freaking tired Tuesday morning. I had a busy Monday, drove back into town, back to our hometown, so I was just really busy Monday all day, and I was completely drained. I couldn't even wake up early enough to come catch this news spike for you guys, but tonight I am all in. I'll be awake for London for a good 3 hours for London, and then I'm gonna come back up into the charts for the US session. Make sure we grab some pips today, guys. This has already been tested. Get rid of that. So on the 4-hour review, this is a 4-hour price imbalance. This gap right here, this would be a first target. This gap has already been filled once, twice, pulled away. This has not been touched yet. That would be about 52 pips. That would be a good trade as well. And like I said earlier, just keep in mind, there's not a huge range left for the monthly candle, so they could very well just take their time with this entire move and spread it out throughout the week. So aiming for 50 pips per day would be probably the best way to approach this, unless they're just willing to bum rush it all in one day, which would be awesome. But considering the trading we've had so far for the week, I mean, it's pretty much in consolidation. This is Monday's trading. It's Monday's lows here, Tuesday high. It's only a range of 96 pips. in 2 days work. That's really nothing at all. This is Friday's trading, this is Thursday, and this is Wednesday. So even if you look at last week's trading, that's Wednesday's high, Friday's low, it's still at 111 pips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of trading. So there is a good expansion that's already due, and I'm willing to bet from what I'm looking at here with price action that it's going to push to the downside first. So I will be looking for entries on the 15-minute candles as usual. This price imbalance here was already tapped into with this price action here. They came and filled part of it. There's a slight section that was left open. What I would prefer to see, honestly, is for this to get filled completely and then drop, but we'll see what happens. I will be awake, as I mentioned, for London's open, and I will stay active throughout London for the first 2 to 3 hours. All I'm doing now is just outlining the Asian range. This is when you don't want to be trading. And it's about to come to an end. There is a price imbalance here. And this is on the 15-minute view. This candle comes in with a high of 125.295. This candle's low is at 125.352. Price imbalance. About 20 pips away. I would want to see this little order block here get tested before entering any kind of short. So I'm going to put an alarm here. This might be like a possible entry for the short. We'll see. First target right there. And again, we're expecting late news, so they may take their time with this freaking trade and not push it down till that Fed interest rate decision comes out. We'll see. Let me scoot this over. The trade might look something like this. But again, I'll check back on it at London Open. I want to see how price is developing. So let's go to move on to Euro USD. Euro USD should have similar developments in price. The monthly view is looking bearish. This is an order block, got tested here, pulled down, price is rejecting. This imbalance here is just about filled. This is a high of 106.945. What did I say that was? 106.945. So that target hasn't been met yet. This is another target that is within range. This is a pullback, so this is a huge push to the top, broke structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Liquidity spike, pullback, and now we're in this equal lows situation. Failed to make a higher high, pulled off of this order block here, pushed down. This should come down and fill here, and ultimately come down to this monthly price imbalance, whether it happens this month or next month, but this is the direction I'm anticipating for Euro USD long term. This is the weekly view. Weekly order block has not been tested yet, came close here, but not quite. This is an order block here, 105.95. That's not right. There we go. Daily view. This entire spike has just about been rebalanced already. This is a breaker and has not been hit. And the reason this is a breaker is because price had made this leg to the top. We have this low, this high, a low. Price rushed to the top, took out the last high, and then immediately creates this continuous movement to the downside. So we took out this old low, and now when price pushes back up to this low, it should be sensitive enough to reject that and come back down. Now price has not tested that zone yet. So the best short entry would be here. Now based on price action, we may see another push to the downside here to this order block, and then a push to test this. Or it could simply fill this imbalance here and then push higher. Again, we will watch price as it develops, but this here is an awesome short opportunity, and I'm going to set my alarm for that. This candle's high comes in at 107.79. Daily price imbalance. These levels here are pretty clean. These candles bodies are holding up this range again, so I do want to see a push down first before we go up, especially because we're bullish on dollar. But ultimately this breaker is a good area to short once price is ready to push back to the upside. This order block here hasn't really been tested. 107.635. That is a 4-hour order block. So this new spike took out this old high, pulled back down in an attempt to push higher, but it's failing. I do again expect to see a continued bear move, not just because of price structure, but again we have dollar bullish. This order block was never tested. We have a 1-hour order block here at 107.963. $107.549. Price imbalance here. There's 3 targets here that I want to see get tapped for sure with EU. If this is an entry, this would be 32 pips, 41 pips. That would be a good trade. Longer term, we have the weekly order block at 75 pips. So this is a good range here. We'll put an alarm here for this order block. And that might be an entry. Asian range. The only other thing I see is this gap here, from here to here. I will go ahead and mark that anyway. Let's see. This candle's low comes in at 108.067. And that is a 15-minute price imbalance. So we're either going to short, we're either going to see a short setup here, and even if it happens here, it's still within our 20 pip stop loss. And then we have this order block here. 107,502. I'm going to go ahead and mark that as well. 502. 15-minute order block. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. We got the alarm set, general idea of where we want to get in and get out. Alright, let me go ahead and check out gold. Gold is also bearish for the month. We've taken out a monthly old high. Damn, man, these are all new highs. Golly. These are all-time highs. Alright, so we came down, we tested this order block here, pulled away, took out the old high, now we're coming back down. Well, the first retest would be this order block. So this opened up at 1940.16. And that is a monthly order block. That would be the first retest. Alright. This is the weekly view. I'm going to delete some of this shit. It's already been filled anyway. Let's clean it up a bit. Alright, so we have the monthly order block. We have a weekly old low here. 1965.54. That's the first target on the weekly level. Man, this formation here is what I don't like to see. I don't like seeing these hammer candles after a big drop like that, because it's highly likely this can reverse. And we have this price imbalance here. $20.26 is a low. This candle's high comes in at 2007.86. To the upside, this is a target. To the downside, these are immediate targets, and they're within range. They're a lot closer. So if my bias is correct for US dollar, this target should be filled first before pushing back up to fill this imbalance. This last low was already filled in with this candle here. We have a pullback. So we should see a short-term push to the downside, which aligns with our view of the US dollar bias. Let me go to the 1 hour. Before I do that, let me look at the 4 hour. So this order block almost got filled. 1975.90 almost got hit here. Just about. 1975.90. This order block got filled here, tested. So yeah, I still like these levels. And with the Fed interest decision coming out, I would not be surprised to see these levels filled and then pull away, either today or this week. We had a nice drop, we had a rejection to the upside, pullback, and now we're coming back down again. We'll now review this order block here, got tested, we pushed right through it. There really isn't any imbalances here between these candles. We could test this last high and then drop. This order block here came back, tested it, pulled away. This order block here, price came up, pulled away. The only small order block on the 15-minute view is going to be this one here, which opens at 1982.20. $15-minute order block. Could see an entry here, 20 pips. Target 1 here, it's already 62 pips. It's about 190 pips here on this trade plan. So I'll look at this price action again during London. We'll see where we stand, guys, and then we might have an entry during London. You may even just stop here at this order block. I'll put an alarm here in this first one. So we've already outlined pound USD, euro USD, gold, dollar. Just gonna take a quick peek at NAS. Man, this thing's soaring. Holy cow. Jeez. We're heading towards an old monthly high. 16,769.81. Monthly old high. That is some crazy shit. Alright, so this monthly price imbalance wasn't even filled. Yeah, it's pretty obvious they're gonna try to retest this old high. It's already pushed into this order block. It's right at the open, actually at the close of that order block. The only obvious key level it's going to want to shoot for is going to be that old high. And they are rushing towards that target already. Damn, that's crazy. There's an imbalance here. I mean, I wouldn't want to be buying at that high. This is where you want to be buying once this gap gets filled. Just so I mark that out real quick. This candle's high comes in at 16,102.67. 16,102.67. This is a daily price imbalance. This low comes in at 16,188.06. 188.06. Yeah, that's where you want to be buying at. And not to mention that this here, this old high, is also a breaker. Price has gone out, taken out that high. I would want to see a pullback into this old high, which is going to act as a breaker. This is sitting at 16,176. 16,176. 67. 16,176. 67. So even on the 4 hour, there's an imbalance here. This candle's high comes in at 16,299.06. 16,299.06. That is a 4 hour price imbalance. That's a first target if we're going to short. This order block is the next target, 16, 262.66. Golly, man, there's even a gap here and here. These areas here are immediate targets. Golly, there's a bunch of fucking targets here. $16, $315, $56. $315, $315, $56. And there's another one here. $16, $332, $29. $332.29, I think it was. Shit. No, it's not. Fuck. Where did I move? 16, 315, 56. $16, 325, 17. Wait. $16, 325, 17. Oh, what the fuck? 16, 315, 56. Alright, we're good. So then this one, this low is at 16, 35452. Golly, man. Alright, finally. And there's even an order block here on the 1 hour. 16, 280, 29. Yeah, so these are all the levels I would want to be cashing out on. If we enter a short, these are all targets. Immediate targets are going to be these first two. And this we'll just have to wait till price develops in London open, and we might get a short entry. I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, so fuck man, it's been almost an hour long video. This is pretty much what I do on a daily, weekly basis when I'm looking at pairs, drawing up trade plans. It's a little time consuming, but once you've outlined everything, it's a lot easier to see targets and entries, exits. It's a lot better to set up the trade plans. It just has to be done. That's the only way you're going to pretty much be able to learn how to trade these kind of concepts and strategies taught by ICT. So that pretty much concludes the video, guys. I will be back for London Open, as I mentioned, and stay tuned for those setups. Alright, guys. God bless everybody. Good night.